Hi, I'm Coach Dennis Dunn.
My name is Sean Cook.
My name is Hunter Crowder.
My name is Ben Fowler.
My name is Darren Moore.
Jeremy Vudovich.
I'm Broderick Frederick.
This is Reggie Calhoun.
This is Ryan Meineke.
I'm Adana Oliveris.
I'm Josh Bonadonna.
You're watching Wildcat Weekly
on WildcatMedia.com.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hello once again and welcome to this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly, the final Wildcat Weekly for the 2011 season. On this week's episode, we'll look back at LC's 41-27 loss to Hardin-Simmons on Saturday, as well as chronicle LC's 13 all-conference performers. We'll also take a look at the 2011 season in review by Tyler Ray and James Clayton. Wildcats coming out for their final game of the season, sitting at 7-2 on the year and looking for their school record 8th win, taking on perennial rival Hardin-Simmons. First quarter action after LC was stopped on their first possession. Jamie Bunning back to punt and it is blocked by the Cowboys. Recovered by Caleb Christian and Hardin-Simmons sets up shop deep in LC territory. Hardin-Simmons wastes no time capitalizing on the special teams miscue as Derek Grant takes the handoff and gets into the end zone to give Hardin-Simmons an early 7-0 lead. Cowboys on the move later in the first, but watch as Broderick Frederick strips the ball from Stephen Rockwell. Big play from Frederick as the white shirt defense steps up. The momentum will not last long, however, as Jamie Bunning, looking for Demario Parker, is picked off by Caleb Christian, who returns it to the 9-yard line as the Cowboys are knocking on the door once again. Cowboys get the ball all the way down to the 2-yard line, and on fourth down, Stephen Rockwell bangs into the end zone. 14-0 Cowboys, whose two scoring drives go a combined 26 yards. LC would make a huge special teams play of their own in the second quarter. Brandon Abbott punting from his own end zone, but it is blocked by Chaz Baxter. After a nice bounce, the big freshman Landon Henry recovers it, gets the feet down, and that is exactly what LC needed as they draw closer 14-7. Stephen Rockwell will continue his outstanding day for the Cowboys on their next possession, however, as he takes the handoff and fights hard to get into the end zone. Extra point was no good, but Hardin-Simmons takes a 20-7 lead. First play of the ensuing LC drive, and Dennis Dunn goes to his bag of tricks. Bunning throws a lateral out to Darnell Williams, who throws it deep to Demario Parker for a 45-yard gain. That drive will be halted a few plays later, however, on a failed fourth down conversion. LC's defense will come up with two more huge plays in the second quarter. Taylor Catano comes on a blitz, hits Zach Stewart from behind, and Stewart's pass is picked off by Daniel Hebert. Wildcats would fail to turn that interception into points, but on Hardin-Simmons' next possession, Stewart back to pass again, and he is again picked off by LC. This time it's Zach Pusho, who returns at 10 yards to the 38-yard line. Wildcats would capitalize on that interception as Jamie Bunning throws over the middle and hits Darnell Williams in the end zone for an 11-yard touchdown. Wildcats draw closer as they trail 20-14 at the half.
Darnell Williams for a...
Second half action now as we see Zach Stewart roll out and throw deep, but Demel Dumas makes an outstanding play for the Wildcats defense as a senior from St. James makes an outstanding grab for the interception, his first of the year. That momentum will not last long, however, as Ryan Montague is stripped on the very next play and the ball is turned over to Hardin-Simmons. LC looking to take the lead on their next possession, and Jamie Bunning starts it off by hitting Sir Derek Tyson on 2nd and 9 for a first down. On 2nd and 4, Bunning hits Tyson again, and he just runs over a Cowboy defender to pick up 5 more yards and another first down. Cowboys defense would step up a few plays later as Bunning is sacked on 2nd and 6 for a 7-yard loss. 2 plays later on 4th down, Bunning back to punt, but it is blocked once again by Hardin-Simmons. Garrison Harden recovers and goes 64 yards the other way for a touchdown. Special teams miscues hurt LC again, and HSU now leads 28-14 after a 2-point conversion.
They had some big plays. They blocked a punt for a touchdown, so yeah, it killed us, stuff like that. But you know,
It's just part of the game. You've got to win all three phases to win the football.
But how many times have we seen this? Wildcats in a hole looking for a big play, and they go to number 88. Darnell Williams catches the slant and just blows by the entire defensive backfield of Hardin Simmons. 72-yard touchdown for Williams, his 10th of the year, and LC now trails 28-21. Moving to the fourth quarter, Cowboys go back to Stephen Rockwell, who scores from 4 yards out, his third touchdown of the afternoon, 35-21 Cowboys.
Did good. They planned for it and they blocked us really well. And but we changed to another front, Coach Buck, and talked about it, and we were stopping him pretty good. But I mean, that guy, he's a great running back. And all credit to him, man. He was good.
Next LC drive on 3rd and 15. Bunting hits Darnell Williams over the middle for 17 yards. Huge third down conversion for the Wildcats. Next play, Bunting keeps the chains moving as he hits Dane Reeves on the sideline for 17 more yards and a first down. Another third down, and Bunting comes through again, this time to Demario Parker for 9 yards on 3rd and 5.
Pass was complete. Bunting to
Wildcats near the goal line, and they look to Deron Bartholomew to finish the drive, and he does just that, scoring from 1 yard out to make it 35-27. That would be the final time that LC crosses the goal line in the 2011 season, as Bunting, looking to lead the Wildcats on a potential game-tying drive, throws an errant pass that is picked off by Emmanuel Akers. Final drive for the Wildcats, and Bunting, looking for a prayer, throws it up to Demario Parker, but Jay Wise is right there to pick it off, and LC finishes the season at 7-3 for the 4th consecutive year after a 41-27 loss to Hardin Simmons. All right, Terrance, we'll look back at this game against Hardin Simmons. The Cowboys, maybe more than any other team this season, really made it a point to run the football against you guys.
And that's what their tradition is. They come in and they try to pound the football, take away all the confidence that the defense may have, and they had some success against us doing that this past Saturday.
Now, when they did try to throw the ball, you guys came with some big plays on defense. Had 3 interceptions, but it seemed like every time you got to play on defense, the offense just made a mistake to counter that.
That's just unfortunate. I mean, as a defense, you just have to go out there and play your sides of the ball, play your parts of the puzzle, and you just have to have that trust that the offense and the other phase, the special teams, that take care of their business. That way, if we all do our jobs, then we should be pretty successful.
Now, speaking about the special teams, for the second week in a row, we saw a few breakdowns in the special teams. They blocked a couple of punts. One of them they returned for a touchdown, and that was really kind of the turning point, was the special teams once again.
Yes, and the special teams, that's a very important phase of the game as well. Offense is defense, and special teams, you have to play your part on special teams in order to be successful all around. And we did have some big plays on special teams. I remember Chaz Baxter blocked a punt, and the recovery was made by Landon Henry, so that was a great thing.
Now we look at this LC team, a very, very talented team, and this year the all-conference performers came out. LC with 13 of their 22 starters on the all-conference teams. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, that's pretty impressive. That might even be a record for Louisiana College. I'm not sure or not, but it doesn't surprise me. We have a great group of young guys, and they just have desires to go out there and win.
And now let's take a look at those 13 guys who ended up on the all-conference team. Terrance, we look back at the season, the 4th straight 7-3 season for LC. Pretty successful, and I'm sure you guys had quite a ride this year.
Yes, and that wasn't our ultimate goal, was to go 7-3, because we have done that the previous 3 years or so, and that's pretty disappointing as a football unit. But we came out with another winning season. That's a positive side of that. But the bright side is we have an off season to prepare and get ready for next year.
Now, if you could say one thing that you learned from this year and just the experiences that you went to that could help you in the future, what would you say some of those things would be?
I would just say, to never become complacent. No matter how good of a spot you're in the conference, or if you're nationally ranked or anything, you have to stay hungry and have that burning passion to continue to win. So just the main thing is consistency.
Now, this being our final episode of Wildcat Weekly for the 2011 season, have a lot of people to thank. Come on in right here, guys. Briar, Spencer. I'd like to thank these guys right here: Spencer Crispin, Briar Barton, Terrance Bratten, Tyler Ray, Big Game James, a.k.a. James the Natural Clayton, for all the work they put in this year with the photography. I'd like to thank Al Quartermont for heading up the Wildcat Weekly this year. He did a great job. Really couldn't have done it without him. I'd like to thank the 2011 LC football team for all the hard work they put in. We really enjoyed covering you guys this year. It's really been an honor. I'd like to thank the LC coaching staff for really leading those guys and letting them be examples, and they've done a great job this year. I'd like to thank those guys. And of course, Will Tubbs, our SID, our Sports Information Director, for all the work he's done with our stats and helping us out, setting up interviews and all that kind of stuff. And we really couldn't do it without those guys, so I'd like to thank them. And to send us off this week, we have a video review by Tyler Ray for the 2011 football team, as well as a photo essay by James Clayton. So for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Jordan Meisner. Really appreciate y'all watching this year.
I want to be on the same level you are. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit, should have wore shorts. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. So he like, this guy crazy. Adrian, like, I want to make money. He got me out here swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. I want to make money. He got me in. So he said, come out a little further. Walked out a little further. Then he had it right around this area, the shoulder area. So this old man crazy. He making money, but he crazy. He said, come on out a little further. He came out a little further. It was right at his mouth. My man like, I'm about to go back in here. This guy is mine. So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man didn't scratch it, holding him down. He had him held down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you're trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it. You got to go days without, listen to me, you got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat. Beyonce said once she was on the set doing her thing, 3 days had gone by, she forgot she didn't eat. Because she was engaged. I never forget when 50 Cent was doing his movie, I did a little research on 50, and 50 said that when he wasn't doing the movie, he was doing the soundtrack. And they said, when do you sleep, 50? Sleep. He said, sleep. Sleep is for those people who are broke. I don't sleep. He said, I got an opportunity to make a dream become a reality. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it. Don't go to sleep until you succeed. Listen to me. I'm here to tell you today that you can come here, you can jump up, you can do flips, you can be excited when we give away money. But listen to me, you'll never be successful until I don't have to give you a dime to do what you do. You won't be successful until you say, I don't need that money. Because I got it in here.